You can see my screen, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Hi all, I am Nasir. I have 11 years of experience. So today's topic is like if you write a book, what will be the one chapter you will have? So I don't plan to write a book on my life, but yeah, I would. If I write a book, I will surely mention about the movie Matrix. So this is one of my lifetime favorite movie, and I keep watching its best scenes again and again. So I thought maybe I'll just share some of the learnings which I found in this movie. So you can't do until you believe it. So your belief about yourself and the world dictate your behavior. They act like self-fulfilling prophecies. So when you believe you can do something, you are likely to take the necessary actions which will cause you to succeed. So this is the first learning from this movie. Next would be the world as you perceive it isn't real, it's just your perception. So your perception of the world is based on your beliefs or your mental maps, and you act in accordance with your beliefs. So what's important to realize is that your beliefs are only true for you. It is reality for you, but not actual reality, and your reality exists only in your mind. So change your perceptions and change your world. So third learning would be everyone falls the first time. So when you were learning how to walk as a baby, did not just get up and start walking straight away, right? No, right? The quicker you can fail, the quicker you can succeed. So you have to let it all go, fear, doubt, disbelief, and free your mind. And the fourth learning is learning fast is a superpower. So today, this is one of the most valuable skill you can have. While not everyone has a photographic memory like Elon Musk, speed reading might be a skill worth learning. And fifth learning is sometimes blind belief in yourself is exactly what's needed. So sometimes you do need blind belief in yourself if you are to succeed. Think about the countless ideas that were rejected before they succeeded. Success stories like those of Walt Disney, Sylvester Stallone show that you have to keep believing in yourself in the face of adversity if you are to become successful. And sixth learning is there is a very famous scene like blue pill or red pill. So you take the blue pill, the story ends, you wake up in your bed and you believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in the wonderland and the life show how deep the rabbit hole goes. So always choose the truth over convenience. So the blue pill or the red pill. The taking the red pill means adopting the beliefs and making the choices. Doing the right thing over the easy thing. It's about getting out of your comfort zone, and it's about going through the pain that sometimes accompanies new growth. And finally, there is no spoon. So the person can only manipulate oneself. Only when a person changes can change reality. You can literally change the world, but you must be willing to change yourself first. And thank you. And I would like to end my like talk with the famous quote. There is a difference between knowing the path and walking the path. Thank you.
Wonderful, Nazir. Wow. Amazing. How did you create this?
Online there is a website I found. I searched. You can upload your pic. It will convert it.
Oh, amazing.
Very creative, actually. Didn't expect the last slide though. Very nice.
Yesterday I added that.
Wonderfully shared. I mean, all those points were so much of. I mean, it was so concentrated. So I think we have to go back and read it again. And that's very true. Like Vijay keeps sharing. So if we take like our, we would have succeeded in so many things, but because of our beliefs, they would have got changed. See, when we start scrolling, we don't have so many beliefs, right? You can do that or you can do this. For a period of time, we have developed those beliefs. So in the Matrix also, when the hero comes to know that it's all about those that team, right? It was making that hero realize that he has that potential. Okay, and once the hero believes that he has that potential and he is the hero of that, then like it was, I think that was that is where the movie began. So first step is to realize that you have that potential and you can, you have belief in that. Putting that belief in yourself is the main thing. So that was nicely shared, Nazir.
One question. Uh,
Yep.
So these are all lessons. So these are all the messages out of the movie. You
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. I think Nazir can add more.
Yeah, actually, someone was cracking. So fires.
Yeah.
So I thought the sound was not coming. Yeah. Yeah, you
No,
said something, Karth.
no, so the question is, these are all the messages derived out of the film
Yeah.
Matrix.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, very nice. Actually, we also saw a movie, but just
Yeah.
we saw it as a thriller, right? But so many messages derived. Yeah, you need to see very concentratedly, and
Yeah, yeah. So
it's not easy to get so many messages out of one
correct.
movie.
First of all,
Very,
yeah,
very
the conversation between Morpheus and Neo are very interesting, and the
yeah.
dialogues also. So I have watched it so many times. So
Okay.
yeah, I regret actually when it was released, I didn't watch in theater because I was in I think ninth or tenth standard,
Yeah.
and people who watched the movie they were saying, "Hey, it's a boring bakwas movie. People are jumping from here and there, but don't even know what's happening in the movie." So later, one of my friends shared on computer. So I watched. Then I understood. Then I regretted it. Then second
Yeah.
and third part I was waiting, and I watched first day first show like that.
Again, watch and to see all these messages. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good, nice to share.
Even I saw the movies at home only. So I think one of the audios I was listening to on podcast. So the speaker was mentioning about Matrix. So he was talking about Neo. I was wondering who is Neo. Then he told his Keanu Reeves. It's you have to see Matrix. Then I downloaded all the series and watched the back to back.
This is available now in YouTube, right?
I think
Or
Amazon Prime should be there if you have. Yeah.
oh, yeah, I have. Yeah.
YouTube it's there, but not in a one length.
Quality.
Complete
Yeah.
movie not there. Some
Maybe,
best
yeah.
scenes are there. Yeah.
Okay, but clarity and quality also quite maybe better.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, nice. I think we should watch.
Hi and good evening, everyone. So my name is Saurabh Sharma, and today the topic that we have to share is about something, a story from our life, or something that we want to write a book on. So in everybody's life there are a lot of stories. I would like to share one of my personal story that is from the beginning of my master's degree. So after my graduation, I was free, and I worked or served 1 year as a teaching students. And my friend, he was very interested in computers, and he always wanted to do a master's degree in computers. And what he did, he asked me that he had his paper, and he wanted me to join in. So I asked him that what I should do, sitting 3 hours outside. So he said there are 2 to 3 days left. Why not? You should fill in the form. I fill in the form, gave the exam, uh, passed it out, and went to do my MCA. So when I went there and the lecture started coming up, it were all bouncers going over my head because I was not from that background. And in 1 month, I decided I am going to quit. I am going to tell my parents that I am not meant for MCA and I am going to quit. The same story was with my friend, but he had some electronics background, so he was comfortable with some of the chapter, some of the subjects. But for me, it was totally bouncers that was going above me, and I had no idea at all what I am doing and what I have come to done. So then, after a month, we got allotted a hostels, and we met our friends from the class. So one guy who I would forever acknowledge for getting me into this journey of doing my MCA is my friend Ankur. He spent 3 nights with us, teaching us how we can study, and those 3 nights were the life changing for me for here for my MCA journey. So I would like to thank him for that, and I can see that the initial 1 month it was very tragic for me, very depressing for me. I think stopped talking to my friends also. I was so depressed that I'm not getting anything out of it. But after those 3 nights, uh, I completely changed, and the journey of my MCA was very good. So this is what I would like to share, that I was very depressed, thinking to quit, and I passed on it with flying colors.
Wow. I think the best part I caught here is you should have that one person who actually, can motivate you and guide you through whatever you are going. I mean, whatever we lack. Maybe some blind spots, we all have that, right? And one person who can do that is either your spouse, your friend, or it could be any leader. And I guess Ankur was a leader to you. So thanks to Ankur. Then I think this is a grateful message to Ankur. It was really nice.
Yeah, you can share this message later. I can send you the link.
Definitely.
So, hello and welcome everyone. This is Mohini, and today I'm going to talk about some of the lessons from my life. So, it's a little personal. So, what happened was that in 2016, I was, working as a intern in Bangalore, and then some situation happened at my home, and I had to get my brother here in Bangalore. So at that time, you can imagine, right? When you are an intern, you're just 6 months of experience you have of corporate life, and that too in a new city completely like Bangalore, how it is, right? So it was very difficult for me to arrange things, and I took help from my colleagues. Even my friends supported me a lot. We did not have any relatives here, so that's why I had to completely rely on my colleagues and my friends. And then slowly I, looked out for a house, a rented house, and then we settled in there. Then set up, I did all the setup, like kitchen setup, everything. You have to do it from scratch, right? So I did all those things, and then I took a house that was very far from my house, from my office, because my brother's school was somewhere nearby. So I had to choose that. And Bangalore, so right, if it is far, then you have to travel for at least 2 hours, 3 hours. You can imagine, like, even if it rains, then you're gone. So I did all these things, and my brother, when he came here, I mean, he used to study, but because he was in his teenage, so he was not spending that much time in reading, and he was kind of more distracted. So every time, whenever I used to come back from office, I used to be like, "Why are you not studying?" And we used to have a lot of fights that. I'm doing so much for you. I'm struggling so much for you, and why you're not studying? So that kind of discussions and this that kind of small fights I used to have with him. Then, fast forward like 2 3 years after, now he's currently in his second year of his college. And when he got into his college, he was not really happy. I mean, I asked him that which branch or which area do you want to go. He was not very clear. We even got him, a career counselor. So that career counselor kind of told him that this is, I mean, MBA could be one of the area where he could be interested. But again, then he was like, I am not sure where I should go. Then I told him that you at least go for BTech, at least start, in that direction. And as and when you realize, like, even in your college time, if you realize that you're not interested into this and you want to do something else, I told you can anytime, tell me, and I'll make the arrangement so that you go and pursue whatever you want. So like that, I asked him to get into computer science. So when he was doing his computer science, sometimes he used to call and he used to scold me like, why did you do this to me? Okay, why did you put me into this computer science? I'm not at all interested into this. Then I said, then what, where are you interested? And he's like, I don't know, but I'm not interested in this. So again, I used to tell him so many things, but sometimes he would understand, sometimes he'll just, because that teenage is like that, right? We become more and more rebellious when we get to know all these things. So that all things happened, and now currently he's in his third year. And recently, like 6 months or a year back, he got interested into computer science. He started solving lead code problems. He started exploring technology in a different way because he got some new friends also who were interested in this field. So now, kind of, I would say he found his ikigai, and now he's very much comfortable with computer science. And if you go and see his LinkedIn profile or LeetCode profile, he's doing much better what I was doing during my engineering days. So the lesson here was that, life is full of learnings. Like when I started my internship and then I got my brother here, so I learned a lot, like how to take care of yourself. Like a lot of responsibilities came in, and then slowly I started learning all those things and started implementing slowly whatever I could in my life. So that is learning number one. The second learning here was that success is a gradual process. Like initially when I was telling him that you go in this branch or do this and do that, even I wasn't sure whether he'll be able to, achieve it. But then slowly, I think even he realized it and he started focusing on his strength, and he was able to, come out of that loop wherein he was just stuck in life and he was not realizing what he wants to do. So finally he got his ikigai. So definitely you need to keep trying. Like when he was in his first year, I still remember he was like, I want to learn guitar, I want to become a musician. I was like, okay, take guitar, go to class, learn. So I gave him all the things which he wanted. Like he wanted to read books. He is actually a great reader. Like he reads more than me. And then that habit also got cultivated during his first year and second year of a college. So whatever he wanted to do, I never stopped him. I always gave him everything whatever he wanted. So that is, I think that is the only way. When you start exploring different things, you kind of find your ikigai. So that's when I feel that he found his ikigai, and definitely it took a lot of time. So it's a gradual process, I would say. And a third thing which I learned the most was that you cannot control people. So never ever try to, control somebody. Like we can just be there, we can just support them, guide them, but never expect them to follow whatever you are saying, and never expect them to change. हमें ऐसे लगता है ना कि हम लोग कई बार ऐसे बोलते हैं कि अरे यार ये कर लिया होता तो अच्छा होता. You never know, अगर वो कर भी लेता तो भी क्या होता, you never know, right? So just accept whatever it is, and learn the beauty that we all are different and people are in different phases. Like I said, right, he was in his teenage, so he was not understanding what I'm telling him, even if I was doing so many things. But now after he has crossed that stage, he understands that whatever I did for him is was for his good. वो बड़े लोग कहते हैं ना, मतलब पेरेंट्स ऑलवेज से दैट कि जब तुम बड़े हो जाओगे ना तब तुम्हें ये चीजें समझ में आएगी. तो दैट actually happened with him. So yes, those were the three learnings from this story. And trust me, I did not know when I was going through this that this is the learning I have. But then when I chose this theme, I actually went back and looked at it, and I realized that yes, it was one of the precious years in my life where I've learned the most. And I've gained a lot of confidence when when you take responsibilities. I feel that you get more and more confident in your life. So yes, thank you so much guys for having me here. I hope I could add some value.
Wow, Mohini, amazing. I think I wish I had a sister like you. I need to confess that. I don't have sisters, but I love having sisters. I have very few sisters. I have a lot of brothers. So
Okay.
when you were sharing, I really saw a lot of a different flavor of you, because you came here and you were independent. You were trying to start being independent, and you suddenly had someone depending on you, and you had to be
Yeah.
like a mother and be around, care for him. And after you did all that, he still called and said, why you put me into trouble, which was not your intention. And handling such phases is not easy, because it's family, right? Friends means you can just let go maybe after one point of time, but family you can't.
Correct.
And I'm happy that he's realized his potential in whatever he's doing, and he's really grateful to you. I think I'm sure he would have also felt like I shouldn't have done that back then, but yeah, she gave me the
Yeah.
right path. So you have definitely guided him through, and I'm sure that the universe is waiting for that to happen to you as well. And thank you so much for sharing, because this is not an instance we would consider it to be like a lesson. But when you shared, I was like, oh yeah, I mean, you've actually taken a small incident, but you've deeply dug into it, and you've shared it really beautifully done. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sahana. Yeah, and it takes, I mean, it takes time. I mean, you just cannot, just वो बोलते हैं ना ऐसे बीज डाल के you cannot expect that पेड़ एकदम से हो जाएगा. It's like you keep watering it without any expectation. That unconditional love was somewhere there. So that's the reason why. I mean, I used to feel bad. I used to have my low days, but then yes, you always have to think of the future and think like that. Okay, maybe some or the other day he'll realize. I always had that thought that some or the other day he'll realize and he'll accept that, and that happened. So I was really, really, I mean, amazed at how it happened, because usually guys are not like that. Guys will never come and say all those things, but yes, my brother did. So I was really happy for it.
I, that's why I said the first thing I wanted is I wish I had a sister like you. Thank you so much. It was really
Thank
nice.
you. Thank you so much, Sahana.
Thank you, Moini. Thanks
Thank you,
for
guys.
coming over and having this theme. So I think Nazir and Saurabh shared some beautiful stories. So I
Yes.
think Sana has one interesting video to share. So before that, I'll share my part of struggle or learning or whatever it is. You can call me. Saurabh, can you spotlight me? Okay. So I think I had shared the book cover photo of the book on WhatsApp, right? So I think this was done by Sana. I only told the idea. So about living your true potential. So what happened was like in I think in 2019, right? So 2019, 2020. So I was in a very low state of my career, both personally and professionally, because I was working on an idea since 7 8 years, but it was not yielding me good results. Okay, so initial 3 4 years was very nice. So, but we had some common vision. So we had some friends who were working on an idea, and 3 4 years was like very excited and all good, all good. Okay, so after like 2016, right? So that is the time when we got married. So and I couldn't concentrate much on my startup, but after a few months I again came back. But then I could see there was a leadership crisis. Okay, so the leader of the organization what was not leading, right? So you see, when I say leader, immediately what first thing now which comes to my mind is definitely Vijay, right? So that capability of that leadership, right? We can't even compare my previous startup leaders, right? So because there were a lot of you can call it politics in office, right? So similar thing was happening here also. I was like, I don't want politics at office only. Again I have to do this in this also. What is the use, right? So I actually I gave almost another next 3 4 years of my time to see whether things will work out. Okay, but unfortunately it was not happening. So that point of time, that is when like in 2019 I came across Vijay's PM YouTube channel, and almost I was following Vijay for I think from July or August 2019 till Jan 2020 I was following Vijay, right? Almost 5 6 months. So it was like water in a desert. So I was so thirsty. I wanted somebody to just guide me, help me, do whatever. I want to come out of it. But there was like two issues happening there, because if I have to come to PM community, say maybe you would have got a reference to join or a link to join PM. But for me, it was not like that. It was a very tough journey. So if I have to join PM, I mean initially with Kiran, I was discussing with Kiran initially. I had to go through a lot of screening rounds, and I had to give up that complete whatever journey I had. So the other choice was I have to stay there because we had tight friendships, definitely for sure, because we were all friends, right? So those tight friendships and that tight bonding was there. So even I knew their family, they knew our family. It was so close. So we had actually dreamt of like how next our 10 years will be, 20 years will be, how our startup will grow, how we start making money, how we can. So many things, right? When we work together, those friendships will be born. But if I have to stop everything there and leave it, it is very difficult because either I had to stay there without growing just for friendship factor. Otherwise, I had to leave it completely and start a new journey. Okay. And believe me, it was not easy because almost 7 to 8 years of effort, time, my money, all those things I had put in there apart from my job, right? So to let go of it was not very easy. It was a very painful decision, and right, relationship pains are always very difficult to handle. So I had a chat with Sana also, what to do. I don't know what, but I knew if I stay there, I cannot grow. So this chapter I would definitely add it in my book when I write, and that is moving on, right? So I had to move on. That I think this is I was showing this book, right, Failing Forward. So this is when I read that book on Failing Forward, and it told me you have to move ahead. Okay, I think Mohini was telling about Ikigai, right? So I was not working on my passion there, right? So coming to PIM and finding out my passion, I mean, if you give me leadership and relationship aspects, I can coach very nicely. Okay, health and skin consultant, that is Sana. Like we were able to identify our passion, identify our ikigai, right? And so many things happened. We grew so much after coming to PM. I never expected this, but that is why I called it as passionate living also. So we were able to find out our passion, and now we are converting it into production that what the world needs, right? All those things. So definitely, it was a very painful journey. I would say some people, if you can call it experiments, or if you can, I failed in my first startup, or you gain a lot of experience, you can call it whatever. Okay, but it was a tough decision to make at that point of time. Okay, so this is what I wanted to share. I think Sana has a very nice video. So if you don't understand Hindi,
I think
uh,
everybody does.
yeah, I think everybody does understand Hindi. Let me share the video.
Yeah, so I think Karthik was talking about relationship difficulties, right? And we all, I mean, at least, end up having one small fight for something. It could be with our basic things of eating, or just maybe choosing a nice place to live, or it could be anything. So just this video will show how a typical couple behaves, and I was able to relate because that's how beginning of my time with Karthik was. So yeah.
Yeah, if you want to get your spouse also, you can
Yeah,
get them.
please.
And yeah, it applies to any gender as such, not definitely to be a spouse.
Else definitely you can share the video so they will be able to see how this actually, I mean, how what where is the gap, basically where gaps happen in a relationship, because this is a very pure form of relationship, right? So yeah,
I think they all really should.
when to get their spouse.
Okay, let me know if I can share why this is not coming.
No, I think, yeah.
Maybe the kale
Is the
papadi
audio
chaat is
coming?
amazing.
Is the audio coming? Okay.
Maybe the kale papadi chaat is amazing here.
Hey, they have nachni upma also.
Even the sweet potato, onion, cream, coconut flavor soup is superb.
And how's
In fact, order anything blindly.
really?
Yeah,
It's so cold, na?
it's nice.
Sir, are you ready with the order?
Yes, I'll have the Nikoi salad and the kale papadi chaat. Baby?
I'll have this.
Yeah, the slow roast chicken sandwich. Very nice. Good choice.
Hope you enjoyed your meal, ma'am.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, it was very nice. Thanks. क्यों बेबी खाना अच्छा नहीं लगा?
खाना तो अच्छा था लेकिन तुम्हारा एटीट्यूड अच्छा नहीं लगा।
मैंने क्या किया?
आई टोल्ड यू ना, मैनेजमेंट से जाके पूछो अगर एसी ऑफ कर सकते हैं तो कर दें, नहीं तो एटलीस्ट टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज कर दें, या फिर एटलीस्ट गाड़ी में से मेरी शॉल ला दो। बट नथिंग।
ये सब कब कहा तुमने?
कहा तो था। आई टोल्ड यू इट्स सो कोल्ड। इट्स सो कोल्ड ना।
It's nice. Ah, you meant all this. अभी ले आओ शॉल जल्दी.
अब क्या फायदा बेबी, अब तो जा रहे हैं ना। यू शुड बी अ लिटिल प्रोएक्टिव।
Sorry. Your hands are really cold, yeah. Sorry.
लेट्स गो। जल्दी जल्दी मैं रेडी हुई ना।
हो गई ना?
हाँ।
गुड, चलो टैक्सी वेट कर रही है. क्या बेबी, यू लुक अपसेट.
तुमसे तो कुछ एक्सपेक्ट ही नहीं करना चाहिए। तुम तो मांग के भी कॉम्प्लीमेंट नहीं दे सकते।
कब मांगा था?
पूछा तो था। Is my dress looking okay? Is this matching? Is my hair okay? Am I looking nice?
when?
अरे जब मैं बाहर आई थी I said ना जल्दी जल्दी मैं रेडी हुई हूँ। जल्दी जल्दी मैं रेडी हुई ना।
हो गई ना?
हाँ।
पर बेबी यू ऑलवेज लुक नाइस. आई गेट कंफ्यूज ना, कब कॉम्प्लीमेंट करूं. थैंक यू.
Oh, you're having another one.
Yeah. You want?
Okay.
One for the lady, please. Nice party, huh?
Yeah. Hi.
Cheers. चलो पूजा क्या नहीं जाना?
अब क्या फायदा, अब तो लेट हो गया। जब कहा था तब निकलना चाहिए था। When I told you, चलते हैं, पूजा के घर जाना है। She has to go somewhere, so we have to reach her house early.
Dude, when did you say all this, baby?
अरे I said ना, are you having another one? Oh, you're having another one.
Yeah. You want?
Okay.
I didn't realize, baby.
You should be a little proactive, baby. Sit now.
I'll get a repeat only then, if you're not doing.
Baby,
हाँ?
इस महीने का थर्ड वीकेंड है ना? That's a long weekend.
अच्छा. अभी से प्लान कर लेता हूँ. ट्यूसडे को इनवॉइस नहीं भेज पाऊंगा, वेडनेसडे को भेजना पड़ेगा. कॉफी. अरे यार ये क्या कबर्ड खोल के कर रही हो? इट्स अ लॉन्ग वीकेंड, चलो पॉलिडियम चलते हैं. सी फूड फेस्टिवल चल रहा है और शाम को आईमैक्स में पिक्चर देख के आ जाएंगे. व्हाट से?
अच्छा तुम प्लान बना रहे हो? आप प्लान बना रहे हो? उस दिन जब मैंने तुमसे कहा था कि 2 दिन के लिए मुंबई से बाहर चलते हैं, इट्स बीन अ लॉन्ग टाइम, वी नीड अ ब्रेक, तब क्यों नहीं बनाया? पैलेडियम तो कभी भी जा सकते हैं, उसके लिए लॉन्ग वीकेंड की क्या जरूरत थी? नाउ डोंट टेल मी यू डोंट नो व्हेन आई सेड दैट.
नो नो बेबी, नाउ दैट यू से आई रिमेंबर. उस दिन मैं यहाँ बैठा हुआ था, तुम वहाँ कुछ कर रही थी एंड यू सेड इस महीने का थर्ड वीकेंड इज अ लॉन्ग वीकेंड.
एग्जैक्टली, एंड यू सेड दैट आई विल बी प्रिपेयर्ड. ये प्रिपरेशन किया तुमने? पैलेडियम जाएंगे? Come on, baby. Now you should start being a little proactive now.
Missed it, यार.
ये मेड को क्या हो गया है? ना फोन उठा रही है, ना आ रही है.
आएगी भी नहीं बेबी.
क्यों?
निकाल क्या दिया? हक्काल दिया मैंने उसे.
क्यों लेकिन? What did she do?
What did she do? अरे तुम्ही ने तो कहा था काम चोर हो गई है, बर्तन ठीक से धोती नहीं, गीला पोछा मारती है, कपड़े बाहर छोड़ गई, आर्ग्यू करती है.
मैंने कब कहा?
याद करो, इस मेड ने दिमाग खराब कर रखा है.
ये मेड ने ना दिमाग खराब कर रखा है.
याद आया?
अरे लेकिन ये कब कहा था कि उसे नौकरी से निकाल दो?
पर ये तो कहा था ना that I have to be proactive. This is me being proactive, taking charge.
हे भगवान, why do you have to read between the lines? अगर मुझे कुछ बोलना होता है तो मैं क्लियरली बोलती हूँ ना. अगर मेड को निकालना होता तो मैं बोलती कि मेड को निकालना है. Why do you have to assume so much, baby? इतनी मुश्किल से इतनी अच्छी मेड मिली थी, अब झाड़ू पोछा कौन करेगा यार?
मैं करूँगा.
वॉचमैन को कॉल करना पड़ेगा, फिर से मेड ढूंढनी पड़ेगी यार. अच्छी मुसीबत है.
To read or not to read between the lines. मैं आपसे कह रहा हूँ read between the lines का concept ही flawed है, क्योंकि lines के बीच कुछ होता नहीं है. It is only guesswork. And men are bad at guessing. Husbands are designed to take orders. Give us a task, we'll do it. show us a target, we'll go for it like hunters. Tell me I have to do jhadu pocha and I'll go find a maid.
How was it?
How many of the couples here could relate to all of this?
Hi.
Hi Arshia, welcome.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi, Arshia. Hi, Vinita.
Hi Vinita.
Hi.
Nazir and Saurabh were so good. I casually was telling, if you want to get your spouse, you can get. I seriously saw both the chairs empty.
So
Follow
when-
their videos from long time.
That YouTube video. We have
YouTube.
seen that.
yeah,
I used to follow them. Yeah.
the ideas trending. Nice. So what were the takeaways from the video?
Don't read between the lines.
Okay, don't assume.
Yeah.
Then next. I think it's not just for the men to have takeaways, but for also for the women, because she was communicating so much with that small statements, and she happened to have her husband assume everything. So I think we women have to be more clear.
Correct.
Sorry, I think
Ashia's, I think she went on mute. Nasir is on call. Yeah, Mohini, sorry, you were saying something.
No, exactly. That was the learning for me also. You should learn how to communicate things. You should not let the other person assume.
Sorry.
No, but her face
Yeah, I
gesture
got
was
you.
saying a lot.
Yeah.
If men can read the woman's face gesture, then they can come to know what they are trying to tell.
Yeah, but I
But
think
I think that will take years to understand their expressions.
Yeah. Till we grow old, that time also they cannot read our face gesture.
No problem. We'll develop AI machine learning.
What is that?
That we know. We'll write our AI program.
Then do it fast.
Saurabh, you want to add something? Saurabh or Bhaskar?
Just be proactive.
The manager भी बोलता है proactive, wife भी बोलती है proactive. What is happening?
When I cannot read, no, I will take confirmation. Is this what you're trying to say?
and he summarizes every time I tell him a nice concept or a lengthy talk, and moreover I'm an I personality, so yeah, of course I keep talking, so he summarizes. So you mean to say this.
Actually, I learned from Vijay. Vijay, whenever he does any talk, right? He actually, even if he speaks for 5 to 10 minutes continuously, he will ask somebody to summarize, because there will be something when they understand it. It might be a different point of view. Another person understand it can be different point. So he asks to summarize at least 2-3 people if he can summarize, so that whether we are in the same page or not. So that is what we learned from Vijay also, and that is what we learned from the video also. I started applying it here also. Okay.
In your married life also you are implementing that.
Yeah. I think initially we had all of this. I thought, okay, with my expressions he will assume, but then men's brain is not designed to see so many things, so they see only whatever you display. So we need to be more clear and communicate what we are actually intending to say, even if it is an emotion of something that he won't understand in the first place. But it's always good to open up and say, because if you open up, sometime if he doesn't understand, you say, I told you that day, no? Still do that. But yeah, it's always better, because clear communication will improve their relationship
I agree.
to a larger extent.
Yeah, I agree.
Men are from us, right? Women generally don't talk much. We need to understand, but men, we can't understand. That is where.
Kiran told me once that men are single-threaded applications and women are multi-threaded applications. They can do multitasking together, but men cannot.
Yes, yes.
We can multitask with the same amount of concentration in all the tasks.
Yeah.
Men are not like that. So we need to understand their perspective also while we are trying to tell something. So yeah.
I mean, yeah, that video was for both men and
Both,
women.
yeah.
So not only for
Yeah.
women or not
Men,
only for
yeah.
men.
No bias,
Yeah.
please.
Bottom line is communication is the most important thing. Should be done from both the sides.
Yesterday's we had this Uma's interview, no? So she was also mentioning about that because of the communication workshop, how she was able to implement in her with her fiance and
Fiance, yeah, I remember. Yeah.
I saw your WhatsApp status was